Yeah, good morning, all. You hear me?
Yes, yes.
Good morning.
And so before going to start the session, let me introduce myself. My name is Vasu, having 12 years of experience in software testing. I'm currently working in Selenium. So before going to start the session, do you have any questions? Yes. And we will discuss the queries at the end of the session. There is a chat window, we can ping in the chat. So in this training, we are discussing about this.
Also,
Yeah.
the framework we are going to use TestNG, right? Or any other framework?
Yeah, I'll explain everything. Okay, just concentrate on it. So the automation testing, people doesn't know that here we are using this, the Selenium tool. So this is an automation tool, it's an open source. So anywhere we can use it, it's a free one. So before going to be enter into the subject, just need to brush up the basics. Then we will go for the Selenium in detail. I hope everyone knows the manual testing completely. So see here, basically, what is meant by testing? The testing is a process of checking the developed application is going to be meeting the customer requirements or not. So here, now, how many ways we can perform the testing? So we can perform the testing with the help of the human resource. We're going to be call it as like manual testing. So same thing here, we are going to be performing by using some automation tools. So we are going to be call it as like automation testing. Now here, what are the drawbacks in the manual testing? So we need to understand it. So what are the drawbacks? Do you have any idea? See here, the session should be more interactive. Everyone should speak out here. So what are the drawbacks in the manual testing?
I think a lot of human effort is needed while testing.
Yes, good. So the first, yeah.
It is expensive also. You will need more resources for manual testing. If it is automation, means if once you write the scripts, then even a single person that can execute the test scripts. So it is like
Yes, good. Thank you. So the first drawback is here, the time consuming. So in order to execute the test cases manually, it is going to be taking a lot of time and the effort. And then the second one is, so it requires more number of human resources. So in order to perform the manual testing, we use more manpower. Definitely the cost will be high. And here, so
Accuracy.
yes, we'll go with the less accuracy. So why? Because everything can done with the help of human resources. The humans are tend to make a mistakes. That is the reason. So we are not going to be getting that good results are the accurate results. And here the tiredness of testers cannot repeat the same task again and again with the same interest. So these are the some of the drawbacks in manual testing. In order to overcome these drawbacks, we are introducing this the automation testing. So here we have to focus on it. Now, what is meant by automation testing and what are the advantages in automation testing? So I already said that. So whatever the thing that will be performed with the help of the tool, that will be comes under the automation testing. And the advantages in automation testing, here we have to focus on that. The first advantage is it executes the test scripts faster than the human resource. Then here, so more accuracy. Accuracy is more here. Why? Because everything can done with the help of the automation tool. The tool won't get any tiredness, hence it is going to be giving this the good results are the accurate results. And the third one is like a reusability. So how it is going to be happened, we'll discuss a small example here. So do you have any queries? You can ping here directly, okay, in the chat window and concentrate on it. It is very interesting from the day one onwards. Everyone should perform this automation testing through your own hands. This training is mostly focusing on hands-on experience. This is not like a theory. Everyone must and should do the develop the scripting. So it is very easy. I'll explain from the basics from the scratch. Just you need to concentrate and complete the assignments on a daily basis. So basically, so we have that one scenario in Gmail. So we know that the scenarios. Now we are writing a test case for this scenario. So for this, first we have to open the browser, then enter the URL. That is the first step in order to logging into the Gmail. Then enter the username, then enter password, then finally click on login or sign in. So in automation testing, what exactly we are doing it? We're just converting this, the manual test cases into the automation scripts. Sir, why we are going to be converting the manual test cases into the automation scripts? I'll discuss it so later. Here we are going to be doing this, the automation scripts, we are going to be developing it. Now, let us consider one more scenario. The scenario will be like sending a mail. So for this sending a mail also, we have to write the test case. So first of all, so this will be the common one. And then after logging into this, we have to click on compose button, then provide the receiver mail ID and add the body subject. If you want to attach any files, you can attach and finally click on send. So whenever I need to automate this scenario, so I no need to write the code for the login again, just I'm reusing it. So here it is available. So wherever I needed the same code, I can reuse it. So we have the code reusability. So this is how we are reusing the code. And then the next thing is here, as we already said that the cost redundancy. We are using less number of resources in automation testing. So definitely the cost will be reduced. We're taking 1 or 2 people. Those people will do the automation activities. So these are the advantages in automation testing. And there are some drawbacks in automation testing as well. So we'll focus on it. The drawbacks, the automation testing. The first drawback is like 100% automation testing is not possible. It means everything we cannot automate it. So even the 100% manual testing is also not possible, right? So there may be a minor defects will be there that won't affect to the application, 99.98 like that. So here also we cannot go for the 100% automation testing. So if you want to automate any application, you people require the tool knowledge. Without having the tool knowledge, we cannot go for the automation testing. So going forward, we will discuss some of the drawbacks in automation testing. So this is the basic information. What are the drawbacks in manual testing and what are the advantages in automation testing? And one more thing, so we need to focus on it. Most of the people doesn't know that why we are learning this automation testing, why we are going for automation testing by any company, why they are doing automation of their applications. So I'll explain it, just try to understand it. The importance of automation testing. So why we go for automation testing? Did any one of you know that? Fine. See here. The first thing is here. We have to focus on that. Well, let us consider a small example. You know about this ICICI Bank. Now, These people are not introducing the banking services yet. If they need to start the banking services, they need one application. So here the IBM will make a contact with the ICSA people, or the ICSA people are interacting with the IBM based on the marketing done by the IBM people. Initially, the agreement is completed. The software legal agreement. There is an agreement between the customer and the company. So after this, now the company will be start developing this project. For the initial year, they start developing it. They are gathering the requirements, then plan it, go for the design, and then coding, moving to the testing. And here we wrote this the 1,000 test cases. All these 1,000 test cases are executed. So some of the defects are found. Now the maximum defects will be resolved. And finally, we deliver the application to the client or the end user for the initial year. So after 6 months or 1 year, this ICSA people are giving the offers to their existing customers like car loans, health insurance, like that. So whatever the offers are giving by the customers, so that should be incorporate with the existing application. So here we have to focus on that. So whatever the offers given by the customers, that should be incorporated here. So now again, this IBM is going to be giving the support for the ICICI Bank. So here that would be the adding the new features. They're planning it again. They'll go for the design, and they will go for the coding, and they will go for the testing here. While testing it, so here they need to test that the previous test cases, some of them. So they need to pick this 400 test cases. These are the regression test cases, and the additional functionality related test cases also need to be tested. So because while we are adding the new features to the existing one, whether the existing one is going to be having any effects or the defects, we need to find out it. So these test cases are called the regression test cases. So here, if you want to test it again here, so we have to put this the manual effort here. This is like additional effort we're putting it, or every time the enhancements are going to be happened for the project. So they need to be execute these test cases repetitively. So these test cases are calling it as like the regression test cases. So if you want to execute it manually, it is going to be taking a lot of time and effort. Now, with the help of this automation testers, we will automate it wherever we required. So we can simply click on the run button. So the script will be executed one after another and giving the results. Like that, we are going to be doing the automation. So here we are recruiting these two automation resources. Now the duty is they need to convert the manual test cases into the automation scripts. So here Now, the main importance of the automation testing is to reduce the regression time and to reduce the regression cost, we go for automation testing. How they're reducing the regression cost? By reducing the resources. Only we are putting one or two here. If we go with the manually, initially they're using here and they need to increase it to test these test cases. So that is the main importance. So that is the importance of automation testing in present days. So here, do you have any queries regarding this? You can ask. So to reduce the regression time and the regression cost, we go for the automation testing. So clear it, right? So I'll explain it in a clear manner. So you don't know that the agile methodology. So here we are using it in present days. So the implementation happened like sprint wise. So sprint 1, the sprint 2, and the sprint 3. So on which sprint we are doing the regression testing. So on the first sprint or second sprint or the third sprint. So which sprint we are doing the regression testing. Do we have any idea on this? Yes. Any idea on that? See, basically, the duration of the project will be divided into some sprints in the agile methodology. The sprint duration will be like 3 weeks, means 15 days. And this 15 days, they decided to develop 30 user stories or 30 requirements. Now, the developer will develop it. Meanwhile, the testers will test it. The testers are preparing this for 1,000 test cases here. In the first sprint, we are not doing any regression testing. Coming to the second sprint only, we are doing the regression testing. So in the second sprint also, the duration will be like 15 days. In this 15 days, they try to add 40 user stories or the requirements they need to develop it. So it means they're adding the 40 to the existing 30 requirements. Whenever they're adding it, they're modifying it. That is the meaning of the enhancement. At that time, see, so for the 40 related test cases will be there. Assume it like 1500 test cases are there. Now, along with the 1500 test cases, we will pick some of the test cases from this sprint 1. So why? Because the main functionality related test cases we will pick here and we have to execute along with this 1500 test cases. Now, in this scenario, again, it requires the human effort. Whatever we need to execute in the regression time, the automation testers are doing this, the scripts for these 400 test scripts, test cases. So while we are running it, we simply go for the run button. These 400 test cases will be executed and giving the results. This is how we are implementing that. The regression testing. The regression testing will be performed on second sprint onwards. Again, in the third sprint also we can do the regression testing. In the fourth sprint we are doing it in this manner. We are repeatedly executing the same test cases. So it is going to be taking a lot of time and effort to reduce it. So here we are doing this, the automation testing. I hope everyone is understanding. So still any queries you can ask.
Sir, sprint in the sense, a developer will develop some code in the UI and they'll release for testing, right, sir?
Yeah, sprint is just like an iteration. So basically, nowadays in Agile, the project duration will be like 2 years. For example, this 2 years duration will be divided into some sprints. Sprint or we will call it as like a iteration. So first iteration, they will pick this 30 requirements for the 15 days. Next to 15 days, they pick it like 15 days, 15 days. They will be called it as one iteration or one sprint. So that is the feature of the SI. In this sprint, the developers and the testers will work together parallelly to complete that a particular task. So we'll have the user stories. So the developer will develop it. The testers will test that one. So like that, it is going to be implementing in the Agile methodology.
Okay, sir, got it.
Thank you. Fine. Clear, right? Now we have to focus on this. The roles of an automation tester. What are the activities? What are the duties we have to perform in any company? So you know that as a manual tester, the activities we're performing it in the company on a daily basis. So as an automation tester. So as a manual tester, what are the activities we're doing it?
Writing test cases, executing test cases, finding the defects, reporting the defects.
Yes, good. So see here, so as a manual tester, first thing is we need to analyze this, the requirements, and if we have any queries while we are analyzing it, we need to prepare this, the RCN template, the requirement clarification note. So and place all these the queries in the template, and the TL will schedule a meeting with the BA. We will clarify the queries and we will completely understand the functionality or the user story. Once you are understanding, then we will start identifying the scenarios and test cases. So after completion of this test cases preparation, we need to review the test cases by the internally with the TL. So the TL will share the test cases with the BAs. The BA also need to be reviewed and approved. So after that, we are waiting for the developer. The developer will provide the application. They will develop some functionalities and giving for the testing. We will follow the test cases and we will perform the testing on the application. Then finding the defects and reporting the defects to the developer. So once the developer is resolved, we need to perform the retesting and regression testing. So like that process will be continued for all the test cases successfully executed and the major reported defect should be resolved. So like that, that is going to be completed. So here now we have to understand this. Coming to this automation tester, what exactly we are doing it in any company. So the roles of an automation tester will be like here also. We need to analyze the requirements. So analyze the requirements. Then here we have to understand the test cases. So why we need to understand the test cases? In automation testing, the automation tester will convert the manual test cases into the automation scripts. So that is the reason we have to understand this, the test cases flow, and we need to understand the functionality flow. So then only the automation test script development will be easy. So for that reason, we are going to be analyzing it. The next role is like here, involving in automation feasibility. So here, what is mean by automation feasibility? The feasibility is nothing but, so we have to focus on that. So what to automate and what not to be automated. I already said that in automation testing, there is a drawback. So the 100% automation testing is not possible. Now we have 1,000 test cases. In this 1,000 test cases, how many we can automate, how many we cannot automate, we have to do it. We need to find out it. This will be called it as like automation feasibility. Identifying the test cases which are feasible to automate and which are feasible not to automate it. So those test cases will be handed over by the manual testing team. Then, so basically, what to automate. So what are the test cases we can automate it? Now, just now we discuss about that, the regression test cases. The test cases which are executed repeatedly on the multiple bits, multiple releases. And the second one is like the reusability related test cases. The test cases which are executed repeatedly for the multiple set of data. I'll go with the Gmail login. So first time I can provide my username and my password. Then I can give that your username and the password. So here we have to focus on it. The same test cases are repeatedly executing it with a different set of data. And then compatibility means like we are taking the browser compatibility related test cases. The test cases which are executed on multiple browsers like Chrome, Firefox, so Edge browser like that. Next, we need to focus on this, what not to be automated. So what type of test cases are not going to be automated? So here, UI related test cases. So like color, font, background alignments, the spellings, we cannot automate it. And then here, ad hoc testing related test cases. So ad hoc testing means it's a random testing. We don't know which functionality we are going to be picking and we are validating it. So those will be also not going to be automated. And the very important thing, the test cases which requires the human interactions. For example, the OTP related, captcha related ones. And the barcodes like this. So these are not going to be automated.
Sir, ad hoc testing, will you explain once again, sir? Didn't understand that. Ad hoc testing.
It's a random testing without following any rules and regulations. We are picking some functionalities. So those test cases, we cannot go for the automation testing. So randomly we are picking it, the functionalities.
Okay.
And one-time tested applications. So what is meant by one-time tested applications? I already said that there are no enhancements for the project. Suppose there are 30, the 30 will be developed. So we are not adding any new things to the existing one like that. So these type of test cases, we cannot go for the automation testing. So going forward, you will come to know the more about the test cases which are not going to be automated by doing this, the automation testing. And the third role is like the fourth role, involving in framework selection. So in the companies, we are using the existing frameworks. So you no need to worry about that. So the only thing is, so which companies we are using which framework, whether that framework will understand by you people or not. You know the flow, how it is going to be automating the test cases and how we are going to be executing it. See, basically, the framework will explain the set of rules and the guidelines for automating these 800 test cases and executing these 800 test cases at one go. So at one go in the sense, basically, there are 800 test cases. We need to write is 800 programs, 800 test scripts. Whenever you need to execute it, you have to select one and you have to click on the run button. So it means we need to complete all these 800. We have to click the run button 800 times. So again, it leads to the performance issue. So I don't want to go like that. Every time I need to do this, click like that. Our intention is if we are clicking on the run button, so one time and all these 800 test scripts will be executing one after another and giving the results. So like that, the frameworks will be implemented in the companies. So as a part of the training, so we will know that the modularity framework, the data-driven framework, and the keyword framework, and the hybrid framework. These are the user-defined frameworks. some built-in frameworks also available. So like the TestNG, the Cucumber. So going forward, we'll discuss about these in detail. So this is about that the fourth role, we are selecting it. We are not selecting it. The higher level people, the manager level people, the lead level people will decide it. If you know any suggestions, then you can give it. If they will consider, not consider, we don't bother about it. Mostly higher level people will take care of the framework selection based on the application compatibility like that. They're considering some different factors, metrics. They're calculating it. That is the fourth one. So once the framework is decided, see, whenever you are an automation tester, you join into any company, simply they are going to be give the KT on the application, KT on the framework for the automation testers. You have to understand the framework. So then after that, they're assigning the work to you. Once they're assigning the work to you, we have to develop the scripts. So developing the basic scripts. So here we have to convert that the manual test cases into the automation testing. So start developing the scripts. Then after that, we have to enhancing the test scripts by using code Java. Here we are using a language like a Java with Selenium. Okay. So people are learning the courses, but they forget about that which language we are using it. So what it is like that. We are using Selenium or some other tool. So please concentrate on that. So we are learning about the Selenium or the Selenium WebDriver. All are same. So this is an automation tool. Learning about the Selenium with the Java. Then here we have to go for this executing the test scripts. So the enhancements means I already said that. So if you want to reuse the code, then here we require the Java concept. So we are using the methods like that. So with the help of that, we are reusing it. So that is what we are going to be mentioning here, the enhancing the basics ones. We are executing it. Then here we have to debugging the test scripts. So what is meant by debugging? So we are going to be verifying the line by line. So is there any errors are there or not? If errors will be there, we need to resolve it in the code what we develop it. And also one more thing. So most of the time I'm saying like we need to develop the scripts and not develop the code like that. So basically here we are not developing the applications. Remember the point. So the developers will develop the applications functionalities like that. But here as an automation tester, the automation tester is converting the manual test cases into the automation script only. In that process, we are developing the basic script with the help of the basic code Java. So we require the basic code Java only, not entire Java. So I will be explaining the training itself. Okay. You no need to worry on the Java and everything. I'll give the examples and we'll see where we are using in the Selenium, how we are using the Selenium. Then involving in The test shoot execution, we will be calling it as a suite or shoot. Anyone is fine. What is mean by test shoot or a suite? Like here, the collection of test scripts. The group of test scripts will be executed like a batch. So like 400 at one go. Just click on the run button. I put 400. The 400 will be executed and giving the results. Finally, we are going to be analyzing this, the test to shoot results. How many are passed, how many are failed. If it is failed, again you have to do the maintenance. Why it is failed, what is the reason, and we have to update the code and we have to give the statement to your TL. So these are the roles of an automation tester in any company from the beginning. We are doing it. So if you have any queries, now you can ask. I'm stopping here today. Then tomorrow we will see this, the introduction about the selenium. What is selenium? The advantages, the features, how we will do it, what exactly we are going to be learning in this training like that. So we will discuss one by one. So I already said that. So don't miss any class. Every class is related to the previous class and you have to work on from the day one onwards. I'll give that. I will explain how to configure the tool and how to develop the scripts from the scratch. So we need to focus on that. So that's it for this today's session. If anyone is having any queries regarding this, you can ask.
Sir, will we be running learning Jenkins, Git, and GitHub also, sir? So you mentioned that we'll be learning Selenium, Java, Test Engine, Cucumber. So in that, will we be learning these two also, like Jenkins, Git, GitHub?
Yeah, we'll cover all the things. That's what I'll explain tomorrow, what we are discussing in a detailed manner.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So I'll cover all the things, whatever is required, whatever is the boom for the market presently, what are the questions they're focusing on it. So we'll cover all these topics and with an examples, and we will give the assignments to each and every one of you. So you have to complete it on the daily basis.
Okay, sir. So we'll be also doing a real-time project, right, sir? That's what you said. Like we'll be testing the actual project so that we'll get a hands on
We
that.
are doing the Flipkart, Amazon, will automate some scenarios. Okay, just first complete the codes. I'll parallelly explain the scenarios and the project itself. Okay, you will come to know that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Everyone should do from your end. Okay, with your own hands. Here there is no theory, only that the different scenarios, how we will automate it. Then everyone should write the code in your laptops, then only you will get it. So you need to put the efforts, minimum efforts, until you'll get the job. The testing is very easy. I'll explain in such a way that anyone can do it. Even any non-technical people can also understand it. From the scratch, I'm explaining it. So don't miss anyone, any class.
So for reporting purpose, what we'll be using, and framework is a TestNG only, right? Or
Yes, we have to use Extend reports, Cucumber reports will be generated automatically. Extend reports will be there. Okay. HTML reports also there. So we can use any one of it. So once
So
you learn the code and completed that automation, then we will focusing on at the end of the results reports. Okay.
Okay, sir. And TestNG and Cucumber both are same or they are different,
So
sir?
that's what, right? How I can define. If I say you can understand it, these are the different things.
Okay.
Cucumber is a behavior-driven development. Testing is a TTD, test-driven development. So you need to know the difference by through practically only we can understand everything here. This is not a theory to explain it.
Okay, sir.
And
And we'll develop everything from scratch, right, sir? Like the project and all.
yeah, everything from scratch only. You're
Okay.
learning from scratch and doing from the scratch only.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So class timings will remain same 7 till 8. It will
Yes,
be
yes, 78 only.
and
Daily.
total course duration will be approx 40 days, sir.
So the duration will be increased. It depends on your performance. Okay. So initially like 30 days. So
Okay.
it may be increased.
Okay.
So the thing is you need to understand each and every topic and you are able to do the hands-on
Mhm.
work by any project at any time. So
Mm.
that is the motive of this training. We are giving real-time scenarios and real-time assignments to you people. You
Mm.
should complete that, and if you have any queries, you can ask in the next session.
Oh, okay.
So you'll get the recordings at the end of the session daily. Okay. And materials and whatever I am going to be developing the scripts here, I will share from my end. Got it?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Yes. Anyone is having any concerns, please raise it. Then only I can understand it. Okay. You can ping in the chat. So how many you required, Ashok? You can take whatever you required. So maximum like 3 or 4 demos only. So there will be, you need only demo sessions. So what is your concern? So bring here so that we will proceed accordingly. So
No,
guys,
maybe
please everyone
Sir,
maybe like from tomorrow we'll be having the regular classes. That's what maybe his intention is to ask. Because today is the demo session, means today people if enroll to the course,
so it
then
is a
maybe.
part of that. It is a part of the demo only. So we are covering the sessions regularly. So here it's not like manual testing to give the demo like 5 days continuously, 10 days. There is no theory here.
Okay.
The only thing is we need to do everything the hands-on experience. So tools, navigation, configuration. So
Okay.
we'll
So,
start from
hmm.
maybe like
So tomorrow's class will
like,
be sorry.
Selenium discussion. Okay, we'll discuss on Selenium.
So tomorrow's class will be extension continuation of today's class, no, sir? Like the demo, this one same thing.
Yes.
What we repeated tomorrow also.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. It's a different. Yeah, it is an extension only,
Okay. Okay.
not the same demo. Okay, people are thinking the same demos. It's not like that. So including the subject going forward. So we'll start it one by one. So we are giving permission to 3 classes like so then the link will be got changing it. The classes will be continuously going on, okay? There is no separate demo sessions like that. So it's completely online training.
So how many classes will you have in Core Java, sir?
I cannot give the classes count here. I'll give the topics, what we are covering it. Maybe that's what I said, right? We can cover in 5 days, we can cover in 10 days, the same thing. We can prolong it, we can extending it. Okay, tomorrow I'll explain whatever we are discussing in the coach.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Can you hear me? Yeah. We'll see tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Mm.
Have a nice
Thanks for
Thank
the
you,
day.
class.
sir. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Good morning, all. You hear me?
Yes, yes.
Good morning.
And so before going to start the session, let me introduce myself. My name is Vasu, having 12 plus years of experience in software testing. I'm currently working in Selenium. So before going to start the session, do you have any questions? Yes. And we will discuss the queries at the end of the session. There is a chat window, we can ping in the chat. So in this training, we are discussing about this.
Also,
The
the framework we are going to use TestNG, right? Or any other framework?
Yeah, I'll explain everything. Okay, just concentrate on it. So the automation testing, people doesn't know that here we are using this, the Selenium tool. So this is an automation tool, it's an open source. So anywhere we can use it, it's a free one. So before going to be enter into the subject, just need to brush up the basics. Then we will go for the Selenium in detail. I hope everyone knows the manual testing completely. So see here, basically, what is meant by testing? The testing is a process of checking the developed application is going to be meeting the customer requirements or not. So here, now, how many ways we can perform the testing? So we can perform the testing with the help of the human resource. We're going to be call it as like manual testing. So same thing here, we are going to be performing by using some automation tools. So we are going to be call it as like automation testing. Now here, what are the drawbacks in the manual testing? So we need to understand it. So what are the drawbacks? Do you have any idea? See here, the session should be more interactive. Everyone should speak out here. So what are the drawbacks in the manual testing?
I think a lot of human effort is needed while testing.
Yes, good.
And
So the first, yeah,
it is expensive also. You will need more resources for manual testing. If it is automation means if once you write the scripts, then even a single person they can execute the test scripts. So it is like
yes, good. Thank you. So the first drawback is here, the time consuming. So in order to execute the test cases manually, it is going to be taking a lot of time and the effort. And then the second one is, so it requires more number of human resources.